Hello and welcome back as we continue discussing CSA concepts, this time completing the category of architecting for security in AWS by talking specifically about Cloud HSM. So what exactly is Cloud HSM? Well, it's not something that's actually unique to AWS. It's used in many different types of environments, but HSM, or Hardware Security Module, is a dedicated physical machine or appliance isolated in order to store security keys and other types of encryption keys used within an application. The key is used within the domain of the HSM appliance instead of being exposed outside of the appliance. So now it is important to understand that HSM appliances have special security mechanisms to make them more secure. So first is that the security key is only used within the HSM. An HSM client is used to expose the APIs of the HSM. So if we take a look down here at our diagram, let's say that we have a MySQL database that we want to encrypt data on, and we want to store those keys inside of Cloud HSM. In order to encrypt or decrypt the data, we're going to need to use an HSM client in order to access the keys that are stored inside of Cloud HSM. So an application can communicate with HSM to do the encryption or decryption of the data that we are requesting. The appliance is physically isolated from all other resources, and it is built to be tamper resistant, meaning that it is also built to notify of any tampering via advanced logging. And on AWS, even though AWS will host the appliance, AWS engineers have no access to the keys. They only have access to manage and update the appliance itself. If the keys are lost or reset to access the appliance, you will never be able to access the data or the keys stored in the appliance. Now, what are some types of keys that you might store on HSM? Well, keys used to encrypt file systems, keys used to encrypt databases, like in our example here, keys used to provide DRM, or keys used with S3 encryption. So, when to use Cloud HSM instead of something like Key Management Service? Well, generally, it could be that compliance requirements require it, meaning the use of HSM, or internal security policy require it. So obviously, when architecting an application, it is extremely important to understand the requirements of either the government that you may be working for or the organization that you're working for, and they may require this type of security for keys. And again, not even AWS engineers have access to the keys on the Cloud HSM appliance. They can only access to manage the appliance, meaning to apply updates to the appliance. And the actual HSM client itself is just an AMI that we can set up on an EC2 instance. So that is just a quick summary of Cloud HSM and what you need to know for the AWS CSA exam. And with that, we will conclude this lesson. Thank you for watching. You may now move on.